Hi, sweetie pie. I'm coming back to finish reading The Gingerbread Baby, or just Gingerbread Baby. And you know what's funny? Is my little munchie baby came back. She's been off doing other things, but she came back to have a little cozy nap this afternoon. And I figured, well, I was going to get up and do a few things, but she's so comfortable. I'll read to my boy. Finish this book. Okie dokie. The Gingerbread Baby. Where we last left off, remember that he had peeked into the oven before it was done, and it was 5 minutes instead of 8 minutes. And then the the gingerbread boy wasn't a boy, it was a baby, and it was a rambunctious one, and it bounded out of the oven and has been escaping everyone since then, going off and having fun. It rode the back of the cat for a while, and it ran through the dad's legs, and then it was chased by the dog, and so on. But the boy stayed home instead of going running after it, and he took out the bowl and took out the recipe book, and he started baking, and he started making something, but we noticed that he didn't cut it out in the shape of a gingerbread boy or girl. He cut it out in what looks like the sides of a house. So we'll see what he's doing. But he puts it in the oven, and he's leaving it in. It said, this time he didn't peek. He left it in for the full 8 minutes, and he said, I will catch him if I can, Maddie said to himself. As he was bouncing along, the gingerbread baby saw a farm wagon just ahead. He jumped in. Let me let you see this picture first. You see the pig, you see the chickens, you see the farmer and the horse, and you see the gingerbread baby. He's about to fall in. I hope the pig doesn't eat him up. He jumped up and settled down. Nope, he said. He jumped in and settled down for the ride next to the mama pig. The smell of gingerbread was too much for her. She tossed him high in the air, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. But the gingerbread baby twisted in the air and came down hard on her porky snout. Good. She was about to eat him because he smelled so delicious, but he jumped up, twisted around, landed on her porky snout, her nose, and bounced off. I am the gingerbread baby. Too quick for the mother and the father, too fast for the cat, the dog, the goats, too clever for Martha and Madeline, too smart for the mama pig. Who's left? Catch me if you can. He's a proud little guy. Cute little guy. He's wearing suspenders. Oh, hold on. Munchie wants to readjust a little bit. Here you go, baby girl. Here you go. Oh, okay. Okay, here you go, baby girl. Here you go. She's a sweetie pie. Be my baby girl. Okay. Okay, sweetie pie. Back to the book. So look at how fast he is. The pig's back there. The cart and the farmer's back there. All the mountains are back there. And off he goes. Oh, this is a fun one. You see how they're all these little borders? Looks like icing. It looks like a star cookie. This looks like some kind of food thing. And what was down here? It looks like a porcupine cookie with little chocolate chips for the prickly things. Oh, that's interesting. Feeling smug, the gingerbread baby. What's up, baby? What's up, little kitten? There you go, baby. Okay, there you go, baby. Feeling smug, the gingerbread baby strolled along by himself until he came to a bridge that crossed over the village. Just as he got to the middle, he heard running feet behind him and saw a crowd of villagers ahead of him. The gingerbread baby was trapped. He jumped up onto the railing, backflipped through the air, and landed on a chunk of ice floating down the river. Well, that's pretty lucky because if he landed in the water, if it weren't ice, he would have just dissolved. So let's look at this one. This is the picture that goes with what I just read. You see the, let me hold it still. Beautiful detail. I love these pictures. And over here you see the cutout of the gingerbread baby and the cookie molds above and below it. But you see how the cutout is like a precursor to what's coming? Well, what do we see? We see the boy. He looks like he's got some gingerbread and looks like he's forming it into a shape. Kind of like when you build a gingerbread house and you have the 2 side walls or the 3 or 4 side walls and you have to start gluing them down, but you've only got 2 hands, so you do it 2 at a time. That looks like what he's doing. Okay, sweetie pie. One of my cats is meowing. Come here, Gab. And what's he doing here? Same thing, it looks like. He's putting the roof on. See that? He had the sides up, and now he's putting the roof on. And you know what's interesting? Look how much like gingerbread the actual houses in the town look. If you notice the roof shingles, so to speak, they're like Necco wafers, which I used to eat Necco wafers, but if I ever see them now, what I get them for is for the roof on a gingerbread house. This is actually the bridge. But see how he fell off into the water, but he landed. It's not water because it's frozen. It's a floating piece of ice. Oh boy, one adventure after another. The ice bobbed along with the gingerbread baby dancing on top and singing in a loud voice, "Look at me, and what do you see? The best gingerbread baby ever," until his feet got cold and he jumped ashore. So look at this. You see this? Fox is watching, and you see all the people following him now, and he's in the water right here on the floating ice. And look at all the snow and the beautiful area behind and this covered bridge. You see why they cover bridges in snowy places, because you can still use them even when the weather's bad. And look at the borders. See all these little flags and things like that. It's beautiful. Who was that watching from the trees? It was the fox. He crept up behind the gingerbread baby, ready to eat him up. But the fox couldn't help himself and licked his chops. Smack, smack. The gingerbread baby heard him and ran as fast as he could. Hi, baby girl. What you doing, baby girl? What you doing, baby little kitten? Those are claws. Just when the fox was catching up, the gingerbread baby saw the milk and cheese man with his can of milk. The perfect hiding place, he thought. He lifted the lid and lowered himself inside. He was so pleased that he sang at the top of his gingerbread voice. "Ha ha, hee hee, you'll never find me. I'm the gingerbread baby. Catch me if you can." Now what's the boy doing in the cutout portion? He's made icing, and he's starting to ice the roof. Conscientious and wise little boy. And here's the picture with the gingerbread baby jumping into the bucket. But if there's milk in it, isn't it going to turn to melt or something? The milk and cheese man heard the gingerbread baby's voice. "Who is meddling with my milk?" he shouted and lifted the lid. But the gingerbread baby was ready. He jumped up and tweaked his nose. And in the cutout portion, through that window of the cutout, we see the boy putting decorations on the roof now. And they look a little bit like Necco wafers. Those little flat wafers. Oops, there we go. Look at this cute little kitten, sound asleep, holding on to her mom. She's a sweetie pie. She's so soft and warm, and she's very asleep. I want you to see this cute little thing. See? That sleepy girl. Do you want to make a gingerbread house? We could do that one day. Now the milk and cheese man, the fox, the villagers, the mama pig. I'll pause to show you the picture and to show you these really nice cookie molds. The milk and cheese man, the fox, the villagers, the mama pig, Martha and Madeline, the bleating goats, the barking dogs, the meowing cat, the father and the mother were all after the gingerbread baby and getting closer, and he knew it. The brash baby was not as peppy and proud as he had been. He sniffed a familiar smell and followed his nose into the woods. I mean, look at all these guys following him. How is he possibly, going to escape all of those critters so much bigger than him? Some of them with a lot more energy because he's been running the longest and he's the littlest. He couldn't believe what he saw. There in the middle of a clearing was a gingerbread house, frosted with sugar, covered with candy, and doors with peppermint handles wide open. The gingerbread baby clapped his hands with glee and ran inside. Whoa, hold on, Munchie. Bless you. Munchie sneezed. She sneezed. There's the gingerbread house. There's the beautiful snowy woods. There's the gingerbread baby. He sees the house and he smells, it smells like home, smells familiar, and he's going to run inside and close the door. I think they said he was going to close the door. In this cutaway, you see the people behind. What about in this one? This one, you see the little boy watching from a distance. In a tick-tock tick, everyone arrived in the clearing, but all they found were a few bits of frosting, a peppermint candy, and some crumbs. The father exclaimed, "The gingerbread baby has finally met his match." "I wonder who it was," the mother said. "Let's go home and tell Maddie." So when they get there, there's nothing there. There's just a few crumbs, a little bit of frosting, and a peppermint candy. Fox is watching through that cutaway. And all the people are standing around saying, "What is that? What is that?" Where did it go? What's going on? He met his match, but where did he go? Oh, here's the precursor one. The boy's not watching in this one. He's taking away his gingerbread house that he made through the snow. So they're going to go home and tell Maddie. "Hello, Maddie," his father said when they got home. "We never did catch that gingerbread baby. All we found were some crumbs in the snow." "I see you have been busy," said his mother, looking at the gingerbread house Maddie was holding. "Too bad we never caught that gingerbread baby." "Too bad," said Maddie. It's a beautiful picture. See the cutout house with the gingerbread dough around the edges. See these beautiful cutaways, more baked molds and cookies. And there he is in the doorway. What's in this cutaway? Looks like a book. Only Maddie could hear the tiny voice from inside the gingerbread house. It's a beautiful gingerbread house, isn't it? Look at that. We could make one like that. And look at this one. Let's see what it says. I'm the little gingerbread baby, lucky as can be, to be living in the house that Maddie made for me. And he is. That's a beautiful house. And that's a smart little boy who knew how to get a gingerbread baby home. And that's the end. In the back, we have the same drawing we had in the front, which is beautiful. But I'm gonna show you this page one more time. There's Maddie with his gingerbread house. That's the back. This is the front, which is beautiful. And this is the inside. This is a very, very special book. There's much care and construction and goes into this as goes into your mom's elaborate gingerbread creations. Okay, sweetie pie, that was a delightful book to read with you. Not snowing here, just a warm, warmish, coolish, rainy day, and I'm going to go outside and do a bit before it's dark. I love you, sweetie pie. See you soon. Bye-bye. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.